Hey everybody, so glad to see you. Look who's with me. Oops, I should go this way. Vincent.
Hello.
Okay, Vincent, everybody's wondering what you're doing, and we want to tell them your good news. Uh,
Oh,
that you've
so
come
much.
aboard. You've come aboard. You're on this amazing project with me of the 99 prosperity interviews. Um, do you want to just give a quick update on what you're doing with your creativity and TikTok?
Oh, in terms of what we're doing now, yeah. I guess I'll be the main interview viewer, I guess.
Yeah, you and
Yep.
Tracy, right?
Me and Tracy, main interviewers, and I think from the way it's going, it may be me that's the main body of interviews, but that's fine. Uh, so yeah, I'll be sitting down and interviewing past members and current members of Prosperity Habit and kind of catching up on their journeys and just kind of seeing where they're at and making sure everything's magical and wonderful so we can convey information to all of the new people who may join in the near future, hopefully.
Right, right. Well, yeah. So for those of you who may not know this about Vincent, so Vincent has worked on Project Elf for 10 years. So you've seen him drag furniture and do other things, and we've dragged him around everywhere. But now you're happily living in Utah, and
Yeah,
you get to come to work virtually.
yeah, which is always a plus, especially for me. I'm a homebody. I love to work from home.
Yeah. So we get to see you and your journey. And and what I'm going to really enjoy, because a lot of these people you've met from other projects that we've done, but this is where you get to really see their prosperity,
Yeah,
the actual mindset change, the physical, like practicing thinking differently,
yeah.
um, and how you do it. And the other part that you like to talk about too is sometimes it's a really difficult transition.
Yes,
So
yes.
you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, people in general, I think, assume prosperity is an easy switch. It goes on and on. Like, you just kind of become a prosperous person, or, even in terms of financial situations, money. People think that, oh, the moment that I have money, I become a prosperous person. And that's not the case, even slightly.
Right.
You could be wealthy, but that doesn't mean you're prosperous. You know, for me, like we were discussing earlier, being prosperous is a form of being content, being okay with all of the things that happen in your life and being able to move through them and even cope with the bad ones. So it's an experience to say the least, and it can at many times be very tough. It's a bumpy road. Like, and it's a long road. It's a
It's a
perpetual,
long road.
you know,
Yeah. I mean, it took us 10 years to get you to here.
it took 10 years to get to here. Yes.
And for me, it's been, longer than that, a lot longer. So I think what I'm inviting everyone to is, one, for those of you who are going to be on the 99, please look forward to an invitation, and to kind of get through some of the parts of prosperity. We've had a lot of discussions about prosperity, you and I, on your own journey.
Mhm.
Things about, just exactly what you talked about. It's a practice behavior. you
Yeah.
you have to practice a new truth, and you have to be willing to fight for that precious one life of yours.
Well, I mean, you also have to be willing to unlearn the things that you've been taught your entire
Yeah.
life. When we were having the discussion earlier, is that, a lie told a million times becomes the truth. And I think, and moving towards just, even if you're moving towards a regular healthy mindset, it takes a lot of unlearning what everyone around you has taught you. And for me, that was exceptionally difficult and still is in many areas of my life because it's just presented to you as how the world functions. So when you're given the actual piece of information of, no, the world actually functions this way, you just haven't been given all the information, it's difficult to adjust.
Right. Right. Well, your journey's been very interesting, and we've gotten to kind of have over the years a little bit of insight and so forth. But I think it'll be also really fun to watch you interview other people who some of them know you from around, and some of them who you haven't met, uh, but to hear how they got through
Yeah.
those bumpy parts and
Mm-hmm.
some of the harder lessons of prosperity. Just the definition of prosperity, right? The ability to magnify and to be able to magnify from a place of knowing. We all have a very different view of
Yeah.
what it is, but we all know that just having money doesn't make you prosperous.
Yeah.
That it's a much more difficult game.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that I'm that I think everybody's going to find expansive is the questions you ask.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping too. I'm hoping too.
Yeah.
Any words of advice on somebody's journey? You're stepping up here. You're letting us physically into your house.
I know, right? With all my books and my vacuum.
Your vacuum.
I'd say my biggest piece of advice, no matter where anyone is in their journey towards prosperity, is patience. Uh, it takes a lot of it uh, because in the journey of prosperity, there is no instant gratification. There's just not. It's a lot of building and forward momentum to, in many cases, even see a small amount of growth or forward movement. So you just kind of have to trust the process and work with it to get to where you need to be. And where you need
Generous.
to be is always going to change.
Right. Well, I use the word generous because you weren't always very generous with yourself
No,
on your learning.
no.
Has
But I
that
would,
gotten any easier?
yes and no. One of the biggest mindset changes that I have been attempting to make, especially over the last many years, is it's okay to learn things that I have no interest in.
Yeah.
And that's a really big one for me because I've always been like, I don't want to learn it if I'm not interested in it. I found all of high school just insanely boring because I wasn't interested in it. I could do it with no problems, but I wasn't interested in it. But if I apply the same type of learning or attempt to learning as I do the things that I need to learn rather than what I just want to learn, the outcome's going to be great just the same, you know.
Right. Right. Now you and I also talked about that some of the concepts that we'll talk about with people have a little bit of a rebellious nature. It's
Yeah.
it's rebellious to be willing to love first or to fight
And
for
I'll
higher.
define that point further because I feel like you have to have a rebellious nature toward yourself.
Wow, what? Give me that.
Uh, it's again, it's fighting pre-programmed thinking. The thinking that you learn from your parents, from your friends, your family, and so you adopt it as your own, and then you perceive it as you rather than what it is, which is just pre-programmed doctorate from another human being. So you have to be willing to rebel against all of your own inherent natures to kind of be prosperous. You know?
Yeah, and that's why it's fighting. A lot of these are gonna be fighting words.
Yeah, be fighting words.
These are fighting words. Uh,
Yeah,
Even though they're wildly passionate and full of love, that they are. This is the work.
yeah.
The work. So one, stay tuned, everybody, because we are starting to record in just 1 week.
Yeah.
So we're expecting both you and Tracy will be meeting with people and putting in some Zoom calls, and I'm excited about the output. What are you the most excited about?
Again, definitely it is learning other people's journeys.
Yeah,
I still myself have an incredible amount to learn on my journey to prosperity. So being able to just glean any information I can from other human beings who have gone through the journey and are continuing the journey to help me in particular, be patient with my journey is going to be lovely because in all actuality, despite the fact that I'm here and I'm doing the interviews, I have just as much to learn as anyone new coming in.
yeah,
You
me
know,
too. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what I'm the most excited about. I'm excited to watch you grow another step within all the things that we create. And I'm excited that you're coming in on our secret project as well, which is Closet 80. So I'm excited about that. That'll be revealed in 2023. Uh, and yeah, that'll be right up your alley. And yeah, so and we will see you soon. So this is my wave to everybody out there. Thank you so much. You'll be seeing Vincent, and welcome to the 99 Stories. All right, bye everybody.
bye.